For 3 nights, Madam Ifunanya did not sleep. She lay beside her husband in their big, soft bed, staring at the ceiling. Every small movement from him irritated her. Every breath he took sounded suspicious. Her mind replayed Somto's warrant again and again. "Daddy, why were you telling Auntie Ada not to tell Mommy something?" Children don't invent secrets like that. Children repeat what they hear. And something inside Madame had started connecting pieces she once ignored. The phone gift, the long stares, Ada's sudden fear, the pregnancy, her husband's overreaction. It was too many coincidences, and Madame was not a foolish woman. The next morning, after dropping the children at school, Madame did something she never imagined she would do. She drove to the small neighborhood where Ada now lived. She had gotten the address from the estate security guard who overheard one of Oga'S phone calls. The area was crowded, narrow streets, noisy generators, children running barefoot. Madame felt out of place in her clean office clothes and polished car. She parked quietly and stepped out. Her heart was beating fast. She walked toward a small zinc-roofed building and she knocked. Inside the tiny room, Ada was washing clothes in a bucket. She had the knock and wiped her hands on her wrapper. "Who is it?" she asked softly. Silence. Then another knock. She opened the door and froze. "Ma?" Madame stood there. Not angry, not shouting, just serious. "Ada," she said calmly, "can I come in?" Ada stepped back slowly. The room was small, only one bed, one plastic chair, one small stove. Madame looked around quietly. So this was where she had sent her? This was where the girl she trusted now lived? They stood facing each other in silence for a few seconds. Then Madame spoke. "Tell me the truth." Ada's heart began to pound. "Did my husband do this to you?" The words were direct, heavy. No hiding, no pretending, just truth demanding to be born. Ada's lips trembled. She tried to hold herself together, but the tears came first. "I didn't want to destroy your home," she cried softly. Madame's eyes did not leave her face. "Answer me." Ada nodded slowly. "Yes, ma." The room felt like it shifted. Madame grabbed the plastic chair and sat down slowly, like her legs could no longer carry her. "How long?" she asked in a whisper. Ada explained everything. The rainy nights, the pressure, the threats, the money, the phone, the lies, the fear, and how she felt trapped because she needed to support her family. Madame listened without interrupting. Every word felt like hot oil pouring inside her chest. She remembered all the times she praised her husband for being quiet and decent. She remembered defending him whenever friends complained about their own cheating spouses. She remembered accusing Ada. She remembered telling her, "I never expected this from you." Tears rolled down Madame's face slowly. Not loud, not dramatic, just quiet heartbreak. After a long silence, Madame spoke. "He forced you?" Ada hesitated. He said nobody would believe me." Madame closed her eyes. Because that part, she believed immediately. Society always sides with the rich man, never the house girl. Madame stood up slowly. "You should have told me." Ada shook her head. "Would you have believed me?" The question landed hard, because even now, Madame wasn't sure. She looked at Ada's small room again. The leaking roof, the bucket in the corner, the worn-out mattress. She felt something new. Not jealousy, not anger, but clarity. She had been angry at the wrong person. Madame wiped her tears and straightened her shoulders. Listen to me carefully, she said. Ada looked up, confused. I am not here to fight you. She paused. I am here to fix what my husband broke. Ada's eyes widened. Ma? Madame's voice was steady now. We are going to do a DNA test. Ada's heart skipped. And when it confirms what I already know, Madame continued, then he will answer. Ada felt both fear and relief at the same time. But what if he denies it? She asked quietly. Madame gave a small, bitter smile. He already has. Back at the duplex, Oga Chinedu sensed something was wrong. Madame was quiet. Too quiet. She no longer argued, no longer accused, no longer cried. She simply watched him. One evening, he noticed his laptop opened differently from how he left it. His phone charger moved slightly. His calls shorter. His wife calmer. Calm women are dangerous. He decided to visit Ada secretly again. That night, Oga went to Ada's new apartment. But when he knocked, Madame opened the door. He froze. For the first time since all this began, Oga looked truly afraid. What are you doing here? He asked sharply. Madame folded her arms. The same question I should ask you. Ada stood behind Madame, shaking slightly. Oga tried to recover quickly. I came to help her with some money. Madame stepped aside slightly. Come inside then. Let's all talk. Oga hesitated because this was no longer the scared girl in the boys' quarters. This was his wife standing in front of him with knowledge in her eyes. Inside the small room, the air was thick. Madame spoke first. I know everything. Oga laughed nervously. You believe her? Madame replied calmly. I believe patterns. You have no proof. Madame stepped forward. Then let's get one. Oga's jaw tightened. A DNA test. Silence. The word hung between them like a blade. You want to disgrace this family publicly? Oga asked angrily. Madame's voice did not shake. You disgraced it the night you touched someone under my roof. Ada felt tears form again. Oga turned to her harshly. You think she will stand by you after this? Madame's voice cut through sharply. She doesn't need to stand by me. I am standing by the truth. That moment changed everything. Back at the duplex, Somto once again stood by the staircase listening to raised voices when his parents returned home. Children sense tension faster than adults think. He heard the word DNA. He heard his father shout. He heard his mother cry openly for the first time, and something inside him shifted. He began seeing his father differently. Days later, Madame arranged the DNA test quietly through a private clinic. Oga resisted, threatened, pleaded, manipulated, but Madame remained firm. You owe her this, she said coldly. The test was done. Now they had to wait. 3 days, 72 hours, and each hour felt like a countdown to explosion. Oga barely slept. Ada barely ate. Madame barely spoke. Because once the result comes, there will be no hiding place left. The clinic called. The result is ready. Madame went alone to collect it. Her hands trembled as she held the sealed envelope. Inside that thin paper was the power to destroy a marriage, to clear a girl's name, to expose a man. She sat in her car for a long time, staring at it. Then slowly, she opened it. Her eyes scanned the page, and her breath stopped.